Good day, everybody. I hope that you are well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 6 English lesson on multiple meaning words. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once we've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English language arts. We're doing grade 6. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of multiple meaning words. All right. So our chapter is multiple meaning words. Our subject is English language arts. We're doing grade 6. And then the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of multiple meaning words, which sentence matches the definition and which definition matches the sentence. All right. So when it comes to multiple meaning words, some words they have more than one meaning, and that is why we say it's multiple meaning words. Because some words they have more than one meaning. And words, we have words that are spelled the same way. They're also pronounced the same way, but the meanings are different. And these words we call homonyms. So words that are spelled the same way and words that are pronounced the same way, but the meanings are different, we call that homonyms. And if we look at an example, right, of multiple meaning words, specifically of a word that is spelled the same way, pronounced the same way, but the meanings are different. And an example is Jessica struck the match and held it against the tinder to start the fire. And then we also have what color furniture would match the maroon carpeting. So, which means that multiple meaning words, right? It means that you'll have one word, and one word, for example, like match and match, it's the same word, right? But it has more than one meaning. That is why we call it multiple meaning words. One word, but it's got more than one meaning. That is why if you look in a dictionary, last time we did dictionary skills, right? And we said that within a dictionary, you will have your word and you will have all the different meanings of that specific word. So, for example, yeah, match. The first match is to do with a matchstick. It's like where you light something. And then the second match, it's like matchy matchy. Like red goes with black goes with white. That is matching something. And words that is spelled the same way and words that is pronounced the same way, but the meanings are different, we call them homonyms. They are homonyms. They're spelled the same way, pronounced the same way, but they have different meanings. We call that homonyms. And then we have words that are spelled the same way, but the pronunciation of these words as well as the meanings are different, and we call that homographs. Homographs. And if we look at the few examples of homographs, right, we have the double bass is the largest string instrument in the orchestra. Bass. And if you can hear the pronunciation of the word, it says base, right? And that word base, it rhymes with case. Then we have another word which is bass. It's a variety of spiny finned fresh water and saltwater fish. So that word bass is spelled like grass. And as you can see, both that words, it is spelled the same way, but the pronunciation and the meaning of those words are different. And we call that homographs. So homographs, right? And this is multiple meaning words where we can either have one word that is basically spelled the same way, but it's either the pronunciation is the same but and the meaning is different, or the pronunciation is different as well as the meaning. Because, like I say, if you look at a dictionary, right, within a dictionary, you'll have one word, right, but you'll have different meanings of those words. And we call that multiple meaning words. All right. And before we go on to a+students.ca, we're going to look at a few examples of the multiple meaning words. All right. And if we look at the few words that are either spelled the same way, pronounced the same way, or not pronounced the same way, meanings are different. Look at the word bat. You get a bat, which is either a cricket bat, softball bat, tennis bat. And then another meaning of that word would be that little black flary. Okay, that looks like a butterfly. But that bat, like that animal, flying animal that you'll find in the cage or whatever, the black one. And then we have a bat, right? So that is the word bat. It's a bat, which is that bat as well as an animal. Then we have another word. Look at the word box. Box. If you look at the word box, right? You can have box as in this is a box, or box as in like you're playing the sport, like for boxing. So that means it is one word but different meanings. Then we also have bark. And then we have bark, which is those little thingies that comes from the tree. And then also a dog barks. And then we have bowl. Bowl is either, a bowl that you eat out of, or it can be that bowl with the when you do bowling, tempen bowling as a sport or as a recreational activity. And then we have brush. Brush is brushing your teeth, or brush can also be, when you are painting. So that is but a few examples of multiple meaning words where we have one word but it has got different meanings, right? All right, so now we're going to a+students.ca. We are going to say which sentence matches the definition, and we're also going to say which definition matches the sentence. All right. It says, which sentence uses the meaning of advance? Which sentence uses the meaning of advance? And here it says advance is a verb and it's to move or to bring forward. To move or to bring forward, advance. And it says storms can advance quite quickly across the Great Plains. They only gave us one sentence, basically. All right. Look at the word bluff. Yeah, they say which sentences uses the meaning of the word bluff. So basically, we have words, right? So they give us the meaning also, and then you then need to say which sentences matches that specific meaning. Like here they say bluff, it means it's a verb and it's to try to fool others. But then they only give us one answer. All right, let's go to our test. Where we are going to say which sentence matches the definition. We need to first look at the definition and then look at the sentences to say which one matches the definition. So, which sentence uses the meaning of advance? Advance is a verb, it's to either move or to bring forward. It says, Shelby used the advance she received to repair her car. Or option two, new vaccines advance our ability to protect people from disease. Which one is correct? So we need to either choose option one or option two. All right. And if we were to select the correct option, right, that matches, or the meaning that matches the definition is to move or to bring forward. Option one says Shelby used the advance she received to repair her car. Or option two, new vaccine advance our ability to protect people from disease. All right. So we say option two is correct. Well done. So option two is correct. Well done. The next one says, which sentence uses the meaning of determined? Determined. Determined is an adjective. It is dedicated or not giving up. Determined. Dedicated or not giving up. Option one says the doctor did some tests and determined the cause of the patient's pain. Or option two, the determined scientist will not rest until a cure for the disease is found. Which one is correct? Option one or option two? So determined, it's an adjective, dedicated, not giving up. And if we were to choose the correct option, then yes, we will choose option two, where we say the determined scientist will not rest until a cure for the disease is found. He is determined to finding that cure for the disease. So option two is correct. Well done. The next one says, which sentence uses this meaning of bloom? Bloom is to blossom. Bloom is to blossom. The bouquet was mostly white, but there was one pink bloom in the middle. Or is it option two? Mr. Chu said, I think Franklin will bloom into a successful and confident young man. What is the correct option? Option one or option two? All right. And if we were to select the correct option, bloom, is it option one or option two? Bloom, which is to blossom. All right. And if we were to select the correct option, then yes, option one is correct. Well done. Option one is correct. Let's look at the next one. It says bluff. What is the meaning of bluff? Bluff is a verb and it's to try to fool others. That is bluff. It's like where you're trying to fool others. And the meaning, not the meaning, but the sentence is option one. They strolled along the bluff staring at the ocean. Oh, Adam doesn't bluff well, so I always know when he's hiding something. Which one is correct? So option one or option two? Bluff, when you try to fool others. All right. And if we were to choose the correct option, we will go with option two. Yes, well done. Option two is correct. Well done. As you can see, we have one word with one meaning, with one word, sorry, but we have different meanings to that word. One word with a meaning, but there's two different sentences in which or context in which we can use that word. All right, so now we're going to say which definition again matches the sentence. The sentence had to match the definition. Now we're going to say which definition matches the sentence. And remember, we see that we can have one word with different definitions, and we're going to say which one matches the sentence. All right. We're not going to look at that. Let us just go to our test. So now we're going to say which definition matches the sentence. And it says new vaccines advance our ability to protect people from disease. Advance. Is it the meaning, which is option one, which is a verb to move or to bring forward, or option two, advance, which is a loan or payment on something before it is due? Which one is correct? Option one or option two? So, advance. New vaccine advance ability to protect people from disease. Is it option one, the definition, or option two, the definition? Which one is correct? All right. And if we were to choose the correct option or the definition that matches the sentence, right? Then we can say it is to move or to bring forward. Option one. Well done. Option one is correct. All right. The next one says, what does cloak mean in this sentence? Cloak. It says the weather report says that thick gray fog will cloak the entire city. Cloak the entire city. Cloak, is it a verb to cover or hide? Or option two, cloak, a noun, a loose outer garment like a cape. Which one is correct? Will match our sentence. Which definition matches our sentence? Option one or option two? All right. Yeah, and if we were to choose the correct option, where it says that cloak is to cover or to hide, and that is option one. Well done. Cloak is correct. Option one. The next one says, let's peer around the corner to make sure no one is coming. Peer. Is it to look closely or curiously? Or option two, someone of the same age? Peer. All right. And if we were to choose the correct option, yes, we will choose option one. Well done. Option one is correct. It's to look closely or to look curiously. So well done. Option one is correct. So what does hike mean in the sentence hike? We like to hike in Yosemite National Park when the leaves are changing color. Hike. Is it option one to a sudden sharp increase or rise, or option two to go on a long walk? Hike. Which one is correct? Option one or option two? So is it option one or option two? All right. And if we were to choose the correct option, to go on a long hike, because we are hiking in the national park, and that is to go on a very long walk, which is option two. Yes, well done. That is correct. Hike is correct. All right, the next one says, what does determined mean in the sentence? Determined. It says Mrs. Massey is determined to be the first woman elected mayor of your town or of our town. Determined. All right. And determined within the sentence. All right. And if we were to choose the correct option, right? All right, so determine, what does it mean? And if we were to choose the correct option, then yes, we will say determined is option two, meaning that she is dedicated, she wants this, so which means that she's not giving up. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson on multiple meaning words. We said some words have multiple meanings, right? Meaning that they have more than one meaning. All right, and if we look at multiple meaning words, we see that we have one word, but we have different meanings, right, of that words. And we have homonyms, which are words that sounds the same, they're spelled the same, but the meanings are different. And then we have homographs, with words that where the spelling is the same, but the pronunciation and the meaning of those words are different. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson on multiple meaning words. Thank you very much for joining the class, and I really hope you're going to have a good day or evening further. Goodbye.